Hey guys, this is Julia Carty. I am a diamond ambassador with Plexus, and we are so excited to have you here tonight. We thought just a great topic since it was just coming off Mother's Day weekend. We would gather some of our mothers on our team who not only are successful with the business, but also have been successful with the products. I think it's very important for us to share with our friends and our family just what these products can do for you in this season of life. So we're going to go ahead and jump in, and I'm going to introduce to you Kim. You can see her holding the baby right there. He is her brand new addition. He is number 4 for her. And Kim, why don't you share a little bit about your story for us?
My name is Kim, and I am in Boston, and I'm a senior gold ambassador with Plexus. And yes, he is 4 weeks today, and wide awake. So I started Plexus about 3 years ago, I think this month. My sister had shared with me just these supplements that were giving her more energy. And at the time I had 2 kids, and I just was living off of coffee and naps. So I said, sign me up. And it took me seeing really the results of just not needing the nap anymore was a huge change in my life. And then kind of everything came after that. I was, before Plexus and before babies, I was a special ed teacher. So I had long physical and emotional days, and just didn't realize how unhealthy I was with the naps and the junk food and the sodas. So once that kind of changed for me, the naps went away, the caffeine went away, so did anxiety and sleep issues, and my kids' asthma and eczema. So we have seen huge results just in everybody in this house has gone off of medications, and it's been amazing to see. My son is 5. I have a 3.5-year-old daughter, a 2-year-old daughter, and then this little guy. So health is kind of a big deal for us, because if one gets it, they all get it. And so kind of making that a priority is what's changed a lot for us. I know, sorry, he's got the hiccups. But yes, we've been so thankful for these products, and also for the business. I think I was taking the products for about a year before I ever shared with anybody. And looking back on that, I kind of feel bad, like people were missing out, because all the changes that I had seen, I just wanted to be able to share that with others. So anyway, that's us in a nutshell. He's also my second Plexus pregnancy, which were very healthy compared to my first. I had HELLP syndrome with my first baby, which was scary. And then my second baby turned out to be very colicky. But these 2 so far, I mean, he, doesn't spit up. He doesn't, stay up all night with gas. He's just a pretty easygoing, happy guy. And I've been so much healthier this time around as well. So it's been great.
Thank you, Kim. And guys, I love this. I love that y'all are watching. This is completely real life. And that's one of the things when I joined Plexus is I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. And you really can fit this. We say the nooks and crannies. I just say you fit it in your life. Holding your new baby. I would be holding Reese if he wasn't asleep. But and our products, one thing I always tell people is we have products that my 6-month-old baby, Reese, can take, and my 98-year-old grandmother can take. And I think that's why this business can be so successful. We're not just for 20-year-olds. We're not just for 35-year-old moms that need energy. We really have a myriad of products that focus on gut health and inflammation and blood sugar regulation. So thank you so much for sharing, Kim. I'm going to give it over to Jessica. Now, Jessica is pregnant right now with a little Plexus baby, and she also has 3 other ones. So this is number 4 for you too. So Kim, you can give her tips on number 4. Jessica, tell us a little bit about how Plexus fits in your lifestyle and how it's helped you be a better mom.
So I started Plexus. It'll be 3 years this upcoming July, and I started Plexus, and I didn't really know what I was getting into. Honestly, I didn't really understand supplements. I had just had a baby. My little girl was two weeks old. And my best friend Megan called, and she was like, I have these products. They're supplements. You're going to love them. They're plant-based. You need them. Do this. So I did it. And so like I said, I didn't know what I was getting into. I didn't really have anything I started the products for. I just trusted her. And I started with the Triplex. And about 2 weeks in, about 2 weeks into taking the products, I noticed that I had not reached for a Coke. And I was the type of person who, every morning, mid-morning, I would crash. Every afternoon, I would crash. And I was drinking 3 Dr. Peppers or Cokes every single day. And we were sitting at dinner, and I went to order my drink. And normally I would order a Coke, and I wanted water. And I just thought that was really weird because I did not drink water. And so I started thinking, I wonder if that's the Plexus. That's the only thing I've changed. And so I didn't really, go any further than that. But I kept on with my products. A little background about me. I started having migraines when I was in 2nd grade. So I'm now 37. And I started Plexus 3 years ago. So from the age of 2nd grade, which is 8, to the age of 34, I was on heavy medication for migraines. I was on preventatives, and that was just something I thought was normal. I thought that was okay. It never kept them from coming. I had 12 to 14 a month. They would just get rid of the one I would have. And it was awful. It was debilitating. I also had IBS, irritable bowel syndrome, and I also had acid reflux. And I started all of that when I was in elementary school. So my entire life, I dealt with all of those things. And every time somebody just threw new medicine at me. I give you that background because about 3 months into taking Plexus, I started noticing that I didn't have acid reflux anymore. I didn't really know what to attribute it to, but I just, excuse me, just kept taking the products. 6 months in, I noticed that my IBS was completely gone. 8 months in, I noticed that my migraines had gone from 12 to 14 to about 3 migraines a month. And for somebody who I was paying over $3 prescription migraine medicine, and I noticed I was having pills left over at the end of the month. And 9 months in is when I went to 1 migraine a month. And if you have ever suffered with migraines, if you have ever suffered with IBS or acid reflux, they are debilitating. I could not sit down and eat anything without feeling like I was going to go throw up. I could not, on my honeymoon, I didn't go on our excursion because I was terrified to be in a place without a bathroom. And I know that sounds dramatic, but it was my life. And truthfully, Plexus, the supplements that I was taking, got rid of that for me. Now, I'm not saying that my story is your story, but it is mine, and that you could have your own story as well. And the biggest thing to me about my testimony is that I was consistent, and it was the time that got me to where I am now. I didn't come into this thinking that, I'm going to get rid of my migraines in, 10 days, or I'm going to feel better in a month or 2 months or 3 months. It really took me 9 to 12 months of being consistent with the products to really notice that my life had changed. So if you take anything away from what I say tonight, it's to be consistent and to trust the person that brought you to this call. Trust the person that's talking to you about these products, because they're not trying to sell you something. They're really trying to show you what you can have. So that's my story.
Thank you. Thank you so much. But you didn't mention your pregnancy. How's this pregnancy?
Oh, yeah. So this is my first pregnancy. First, I had my third baby. You know, like I said, I started when she was 2 weeks old. And I nursed her 8 months, and I could only nurse my first 2 babies 2 months. So my supply with her was great. She didn't have any reflux, and my other children did. With this pregnancy, I have had, this is my 4th, and I just now entered into my middle of my 2nd trimester, and I've had no nausea, no vom. It's like my first pregnancy on Plexus, and I mean, all the others I was very sick the entire time, so it's been great.
Oh, good. I really wish I had Plexus during my pregnancy.
I wish I'd had them with the other 3.
And you know, it's one thing that I can relate to you is the Coke, or I was addicted to Diet Coke. And I'll tell you, I watched my friends back in Texas, and that's why one of the reasons I didn't want to try Plexus is I did not want to give up my Diet Coke. I went to Sonic, no joke, 2 days, twice a day, and got Route 44 Diet Coke twice, early morning and happy hour. And I have not had one in almost 5 years, and you just don't want it. It's so strange. It's like and people will tell me, oh, I don't like water, but I promise you, if you're consistent, like it's like your body craves water. So, and I don't need that caffeine. Now, I do love a cup of coffee because I love coffee, but I don't need it to survive mommyhood. So, I love that. Okay. Last speaker is Dana. Dana is going to tell us about her sweet little Barrett.
Hello, my name is Dana. I'm a Gold Ambassador. I've been in Plexus for about 2.5 years now. Little bit of my backstory. I struggle about 16 years old. I started struggling with PCOS really, really bad. To the point where it was just, okay, we're going to put you on this medicine, and, you know, nothing ever really worked. So it was really hard for me to gain weight. I was never regular. And like Jessica, I also struggled with IBS. So one of my friends, who's one of my uplines, sat in my chair. I'm a hairstylist as well. So I am on my feet 24/7, and I have, I used to have, joint pain and inflammation and all that. So carrying around this extra weight was, going to hurt me in the long run for my career. So my upline, Samantha, told me, she sat in my chair and she said, I just started Plexus. You need to do this. And, I was just exhausted all the time. She's like, you need to do this. So prior to her telling me that, about a year, the doctors told me I had some surgeries and stuff like that to try and help regulate my body. And they always had me on medications, and I had to actually I never had periods unless they would induce them. So I had to have a prescription medication every 4 months to induce them, so because it's not healthy to go without them. So I was coming up. They told me after my surgery that I would be lucky to ever have children of my own. They said that my body just didn't work right. And they said that, they're like, oh, maybe IVF would work, or, there's like, whenever you're ready, let us know, but we don't think you'll ever be able to carry a child or conceive a child. So I was 24, 25, and being told that when you've been married for a couple years is pretty hefty stuff. I look my husband in the eye and be like, I'm sorry, like my body doesn't work. So Samantha told me, I ordered, I was like, okay, cool. So I ordered 4 days on Triplex, and I started my cycle by myself. That was the first time that ever happened since I was 16. 28 days later, I started again by myself, and I didn't take any of the medication they'd given me. Actually was cleaning out my medicine cabinet the other day, and I saw all of the pill bottles that I had from them, and I got to throw those away. 28 days later, I started again. To 2 weeks later, we were in Disney World and I got pregnant all by myself. I hadn't been on birth control in years because my body didn't work. So I got pregnant in Disney World, and we were shocked, to say the least, because, you know, we're planning vacations, we're planning this because my body doesn't work right. So I noticed, you know, I also I noticed I wasn't having any IBS symptoms anymore. I still to this day haven't. During my pregnancy, I had an amazing pregnancy. I gained 12 pounds the whole time I was pregnant. I worked up until the day I had him. I didn't swell. I was like, it was great. Like, it was just, I birthed a huge, healthy, like almost 9-pound baby. And I could have fed a village with all of this Plexus milk that I produced. He is still to this day just the most perfect blessing that I didn't think that I was ever going to be able to have. And because of my gut health, I do. He's almost 2. He'll be 2 in August. And like, I can't wait to have another one down the road because he's cool. So, yeah, like I said, I could have fed a village. The baby is healthy. To this day, I don't have any PCOS symptoms. I don't have any IBS. This little side, you know, like I said, I'm a hairstylist. I work, but having the extra income, and I was always very insecure. Plexus gave me the confidence that I needed to open my own salon because I didn't think I could ever do that either. So the extra income pushed me to do those things as well. And now that I'm growing and everything like that, like I could pay my mortgage, and I can, you know, that's such a blessing too, as a mom. And, you know, we stress so much about providing for our kids and being healthy and everything like that. But, you know, the financial aspect has blessed us as well as also having Barrett.
I love your story. I'll never forget the first time I heard it you gave it at an opportunity event here in Mobile. And I don't know, it brings me to tears every time. So thank you for sharing. Can you, I'm going to put you on the spot because you are the one mom on this call that does work full time. You own your own business, you own your own salon now, and you truly work Plexus. I mean, so can you kind of tell us what's that like, balancing a full-time job, being a mom, being a wife, your husband's a police officer, and working Plexus? It's hard.
Some days it's very hard. There's days that I don't get to post as regularly as I'd like. I'm still always following up with my people like I try to. There's days that I don't get to work it as much as I would like just because, you know, I work all day. I go to daycare. I get him. I come home. I cook dinner. Like tonight, my hair's up and I was like, well, this is it. But honest to God, like having a husband as a police officer too, is also a huge one of my whys as to why I push so hard. I see how you retired Jared, and I would love to have that opportunity for him. Not saying that he would, but like a lot of people don't know that he got hurt on the job a couple years ago. And I thought we didn't think he was going to make it. And I want to have that option for him to retire if he wants to. So that's kind of why I push so hard. I don't want to ever stop. And, you know, and also my story too, like I would feel so selfish not sharing Plexus with people, because what if that mom out there is sitting thinking, I can't give my husband a baby. So a part of like working full time and everything like that, it's tough. I do it in between clients. I do it sometimes when I'm sitting on the toilet at the shop. Not even gonna lie, like I'll be sitting in there peeing for 2 seconds and I'm like, okay, I got to get back to these people. But I wouldn't trade it. I can't wait till I can cut back at the shop and it takes over a little more with my Plexus because I'm going there.
Yes, and thank you. And Kristen just said, thanks for being so bold. And you're right. And, you know, that's the thing. Another reason I love Plexus a lot, if you can't tell, is that you really can work this as little or as much as you want or you need. And as moms, as is anyone. We go through different seasons that we can give more during other seasons. And just like you said, it allows such time freedom. And you mentioned it pays for your mortgage already. I mean, that right there is huge financial freedom. And so just to kind of start with my story, and I'll go into it real quick before I let you all go. But, I started Plexus because really my family, my children were my guinea pigs. My two youngest at the time had severe eczema. I had 5 children, if you're wondering. They had severe eczema, and a friend of mine gave me the ProBio 5, and I really rolled my eyes. I didn't think I needed it. And like I said previously, I knew that people didn't drink Coke when they did Plexus, so I didn't really want to give up my Diet Coke. It wasn't until my husband lost his job that I started looking into the business, and my friends were very successful. So I thought, well, if these products work, maybe this would be an avenue. I wanted to make an extra $1,000 just so I didn't have to go back to teaching. I also have a special education degree, a teaching degree, and I really just didn't want to put my kids into childcare to go teach. So I started giving my kids, my little guinea pigs, the ProBio 5 and the body cream, and sure enough, it cleared up their skin. And guys, I knew nothing. And I know if you're watching this and maybe you haven't tried Plexus, you might be thinking, okay, how is it helping her PCOS? How is it helping your kids' eczema? How is it helping, Jessica's migraines? I encourage you to Google, to search, to research gut health. I had no idea PCOS was a precursor to diabetes until I started Plexus. We focus on gut health, inflammation, and blood sugar regulation, and all those things can be linked back to that. To one of those things. So it helped my kids' skin, and so I was like, Jerry, I'm going to jump into this. And as being people know, it just kind of boomed. And just like a lot of these girls, guys, a lot of people think when they think working Plexus, it means posting every single day. And it does mean, sharing testimonies and sharing about the products on social media. But really, if you notice about most, I think everyone, I don't know, Kim, if you said this, but I know Jessica and Dana did, but their friend just called them up, or they were just sitting in their chair. Andrea Mitchell, they just told me about it at church. It's not like you're going out always and cold messaging people. You're basically just sharing with your friends. And, you might be like Jessica and Dana, who says, okay, I'll try it. Or your friends might be like me, who says no for 8 months. I thought my friends were crazy. So this business really does look different for everyone. But, because of Plexus, my husband, just like Deanna mentioned, he was able to quit his job after about 9 months into the business. He's been a stay-at-home dad. So it's really given my family that time freedom. I was homeschooling at the time, so I was homeschooling 4 kids. So I can tell you, you can work this business. I didn't work full-time, but I promise you, homeschooling might be 10 full-time jobs on one. And I did work my way up to the top of the company, because while the kids were doing a math sheet, I was answering a customer. Just like Dana, I think every mom can say we have worked this business on the toilet, honestly. I mean, let's be honest. We do a lot. I mean, that's like my quiet time sometimes. I lock the door and I get to be in there. But just recently, and actually yesterday, I was going through, I used to have a family blog, and I came across someone, we named my 4th child Lottie, Charlotte, and we call her Lottie. And in it, it said, I always thought I would adopt, but I'm just not sure that's in the cards, or it said something like that. And it just brought tears to my eyes last night, because I really, 7 years ago, financially never expected to be able to adopt. But just 6 months ago, Reese Barrett, we share the same little name there, he was born in Utah, and we were able to adopt him. And we had the financial freedom not to raise a penny of support. Not that support's bad, but we had the freedom that didn't hold us back. And we had the time freedom. His daddy's in there holding him. I can hear him now. We're both home with him, and it's just been such a blessing. And I see the Lord's hand in it all, through just helping the kids' eczema, helping their skin issues. I could go all day about how it's helped my kids, but also just me as a mom, giving me the energy, not depending on caffeine, getting off Coke. My husband hasn't had a migraine in over 4 years, and just the financial and time freedom it's given our family. So that's just kind of in a nutshell our story and how it has just completely changed our family life. And I'm kind of like these girls. I feel selfish not telling my story. Sometimes it's weird. I tell you, you're not supposed to talk about money and you're not supposed to talk about poop. And you kind of have to do both with Plexus. And it's uncomfortable. But then I know there's some moms out there that have a just desire to be at home with their babies. They have a desire to be a mom. They have a desire to feel good, to be able to play with their kids and not lay on the couch every afternoon. And that is why we're just passionate about sharing. So if you on this call and you're not with Plexus, and maybe you just have questions, please reach out to any of us or reach out to the person that invited you. If you're on this call, maybe you're new to our team or even seasoned and you have any questions, please just let us know. You can message us and we'll answer those. I'm going to check the chat box really quick. Let's make sure if there's any questions. And does anybody have anything else they want to add to tonight's call, Plexus and Motherhood? Okay, y'all are quiet. So thank y'all for coming. And next week, we will be talking to medical professionals in Plexus, doctors, pharmacists, nurses who love our products. So just be on the lookout for that call. It'll be 8:30 next Tuesday night. So bye, y'all. Thanks.